Hey everybody, it's Marty from Aspect LED. Today we are going to create a simple DMX setup. Here is everything that you will need. The list is in the description. Okay, now let's set up the power. Alright, we have the power running into each DMX decoder right here, the V plus and the V minus on this line. And then on this line, we spliced in a wire to run as a lead wire back to our controller. So we have the plus and the minus to the decoder. We have a length of wire going into the V plus and V minus of the wall controller. Okay, when we want to look at signal, it's important to note which wires need to go where. And there's a handy little key right by the signal ports on the DMX decoder. Alright, every Cat 6 cable is different, so let's look at this map. On pin 1, our data positive line of our DMX, the pin 1 is right here. On our plug, that's going to be our orange and white wire. Yours might be different because every single Cat 6 cable could be different from ours. Pin 2 is your data minus. Pin 2 right here, that lines up to our orange wire. That's going to be our data minus line on the other end. And then we're going to use 7 as our ground line. Pin 7 right here, that lines up, that's our brown wire. So make sure you line this up to the cable that you are using. Now let's look at the cable. So we cut off the other end of our Cat 6 cable, and we are using the orange and white, the orange, and the brown wire. The other wires I simply taped out of the way. Now these are going to go into our wall controller. The orange and white is data positive, the orange is data negative, and the brown is our ground. So those go right here. Now that we have the signal connected between the first decoder and the wall controller, we just need to attach signal between the first decoder and the second decoder. And that's really simple. Just use a Cat 6 cable, go from signal out on the first decoder to signal in on the second decoder. And now all of our signal is connected. Now that we have our power and signal hooked up for our setup, we're going to connect the loads. We're using our RGBW strip lights. The strip light hooks up to the output side of the decoder. The black wire goes to V positive, the red wire goes to channel 1, green goes to channel 2, blue goes to channel 3, and white goes to channel 4. Here's an overview of everything that we have connected. We have our power connected to our decoders and to our wall controller. We have our signal, which connects from our wall controller to the decoders, and we have our load, which is our strip lights, which are connected to the outputs of our decoders. We turned off the lights to make it easier to see, and we've connected our power supply. Now let's take a look at the decoders. We're going to use this as our first decoder for our zone 1. For this wall controller, zone 1 will always be address 001, zone 2 will always be address 005, and zone 3 will always be address 009. We need to set the address to A001. To do that, you press and hold the set key until it highlights, and use the minus and plus keys to set the address. Oh, I overshot. Press plus. There we're at A001. This one we want to set up as our zone 2 decoder, so that needs to be set to address 005. I'm going to press and hold the set button, press the plus button, get that up to address 005. Now that we have both decoders set to the correct addresses, let's take a look at the wall controller. Flip this up. You can see that the power button is off because of the red. Let's turn it on, press the power button, and our 2 strip lights come up. You can see they're different colors right now. If we press the zone 1 button right here, we have control over the first zone, and you can see I'm changing the color just on zone 1. Now I'm going to press the zone 2 button, and you can see I have control over just zone 2. Now say I want to sync the 2 zones together. With this controller, all you do is go 1 and 2 consecutively, and then touch the color wheel, and the 2 zones are synced. Now if I wanted to break that, all you have to do is press one of the zones again by itself, press the color wheel, and now I have them separated, as you can see. If we wanted to add a third zone to this setup, you would simply set a third decoder at address 009. This is everything you need to know to start using DMX as a lighting control system. For more helpful videos, please like and subscribe.